If you, my friends, are not walking around with some sort of energetic protection, you are truly doing yourself a disservice. You can be absorbing all kinds of energy from places, from people who are feeling depressed or angry or irritated, and the next thing you know, you're wondering why you don't feel so good. A lot of times, it's not even coming from within the house, it's coming from somewhere else. Now, what you can do is you can get yourself some black crystals like onyx or obsidian, get you a symbol like the evil eye, or even a cross will do you some good. But if you would like to have something a little bit more intentional, a little bit more elevated, my partner and I have created these protection amulets. And we have put so much intention and thought behind everything with this amulet, down from the material that it's made out of, down to it having the sigil of Archangel Michael. So many cool things. So if that's something that you sound interested in, I'm going to leave a link below where you'll find even more information about the details that went into this amulet, okay? I'll see you later. Hello, my friends. I want to talk to you about victimhood mentality and your greatest power of choice. Last week, I had a realization of just how much I was giving away my power, that I was placing myself in a state of victimhood. Now, I want to preface this in saying, I'm not coming for you. I understand that everyone's situation is different. Everyone is experiencing a different level of difficulty. But what I am saying is, through every situation that you go through, you always have the power of choice in choosing how you prefer to experience something. See, when we create our reality, what we're really doing is creating our story. You can think of our lives as a book that is constantly being written based on the choices of how we perceive things in the present. Because even what we experience in the present was something, or the result of a decision of how we decided to perceive something in the past. Now you could say, well, it's also based on the physical actions that we make, right? But I'm gonna say that it's about perception, because how we perceive something determines how we act. Something that helped me realize this is I was reading a book. Apologies, don't remember what book I was reading. But no, I learned it when I was taking a CBT course, right? And one of the prompts was in regards to working through a belief was the way I responded the only way that I could have responded? In essence, saying like, could someone else have perceived this situation differently? And when I worked through that and allowed myself to be open to different ways I can react to a certain situation or a certain belief, it made me realize, okay, I chose to have the reaction that I had. And so even now, let's say someone said something that made me sad. Let's break down that sentence. This external thing that someone else did forced me, because that's when we say when you made me, it forced me to feel sad. But someone else who has no idea what that person is talking about wouldn't feel sad. Which means that I'm only feeling sad based on a perception that I have, which makes me make the choice to enter into an agreement of being sad. Do you know what I'm saying right now? If I said, as I'm venting to a friend, if I said, hey friend, I'm choosing to be sad right now because of how I've perceived what they're saying. Do you see the energetic difference in that? Nothing in this reality inherently has meaning. Even this lighter. You know this is a lighter because at some point in your life you were told it was a lighter, which is just a nice word for programming. You were programmed to know that this was a lighter. But if you had never seen this object in your life, never seen it used, you don't know that it produces fire. You don't know that this is something that you should probably use with care. But you do, because that's the meaning that it was given to you. Everything in our reality is just energy, which means everything in our reality that you experience, you choose to buy into how you perceive that thing. I'm going to give you another example. Let's say a child is brought up being told that eating beef is a very bad thing to do because it hurts the cow, right? Growing up, that child growing up, when they're an adult and they see someone else eating a cow, how are they going to feel? They're automatically going to perceive it as something bad because that's the meaning that they were given. So all of that to say, coming back to the victim mentality. Victim mentality is just buying into a choice, buying into choices based on programming without conscious awareness. Because the only reason you're experiencing what you are in the present in the way that you're experiencing it is because of your programming and the unconscious choices that you're making. I think I'll do a different video based on like difficult circumstances in regards to like abuse or, you know, situations that people didn't mean intentionally to get into. But for the most part, it is victim mentality to say, oh no, based on my programming, I'm making these choices. And because I'm making these choices that I'm not conscious of, why is this happening to me? I'm not saying this to get on you. I'm saying this because you have to realize that no one is going to save you. And that if you really want to shift your reality, you have to stop making unconscious choices and then wondering why the effect of that choice is happening. And I'm not saying that it's easy to do. It's simple, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's easy to get to the point where you're so aware of what's going on in here that you can always catch what's happening. But it's something that needs to be done at the end of the day. Choice is your greatest power. There are times when, let's say, I'm experiencing an insecurity in my relationship. I've literally gotten to the point where I can just go, no, that's not what I prefer to experience, so therefore I'm not going to. Because something that Florence Scovel-Shinn, hopefully I said that right, something I heard recently from her is that fear is just inverted faith. Fear is the trust in evil instead of good. It takes the same amount of faith to trust in the good or the bad. So why not just have faith in the good? Because all my life, I've trusted in the bad, in the sense of I was the person that was prepared for the worst. I was the person that was like, what ifs, all that stuff, right? Buying into the insecurities of my ego trying to keep me safe. But now I'm realizing that my ego is limited. My ego can only make decisions based off the past. So even me wanting desires, my desires are coming from my higher mind, right? But the ego, which has been programmed, which let's change ego. We might as well substitute ego for programming, because that's essentially what it is. From the time you were born, I actually just watched a video of the scientist saying 3 months before you were born, all the way up till 7 years old, you were primarily in theta state, which means that the way you learned to survive in the world, your brain was in absorption mode. And that created your ego. Well, shaped your ego. Your ego was just your programming. I hope this made sense. I'm really sticking to these one takes. So if there's anything that I need to clarify, you let me know. But I'm enjoying this, and I just want to see you guys free, because I don't know what it is the past couple weeks, but I have literally been in, like, the Matrix is so, I like to call it the Maya, actually. The Maya is so freaking good at keeping people on the hamster wheel. Even in regards to manifestation, I see people manifesting, like, you know, an hourglass body shape, or never aging, or having a certain look. And I'm like, man, the ego is good, because when you think you're the creator of your reality, you're still manifesting within the rules of the game. You're still caught up in the beauty standards of the Maya, which is, you know, that I'm not saying that in a shameful way. I'm just saying, like, I really want us to level up to the point where we realize that, like, the beauty standards were created in the game of life, and I supersede the game of life. I don't have to look. I don't have to manifest myself to look different to fit the beauty standard of the Maya. You feel me? So, anywho, thanks for listening to me rant, and let me know if there's something else you would love to see in the comments, and I will see you in the next video.